Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome here Al Madar. This is the first video of this Ramadan season. Ramadan 2021. Last year was a mad one. We had COVID, we had lockdown, we had all these new things happening. Massages were closed, there was Taraweeh done at home for most people. It was mad. But this year, inshallah, hopefully it will be slightly better. We've had a year to get used to this new way of living, you could say. And most importantly, we have opportunity now to take advantage nice and early of how to make the most of Ramadan this 2021. And this one is going to be about how to attain a connection with Allah in your Salah. Now, as you all know, there are two major acts of Al-Islam that form the pillar and the basis for ibadah, for worship of Allah. The first is the ibadah, the worship of the limbs, and that is the Salah. The second is the ibadah, the worship of the mal, the wealth, the money, which is az-zakah. You can also include in that the worship of the tongue, which is the shahada, whereby we enter into al-Islam. So what we're talking about is as-salah. How do we increase and improve in our salah and our connection with Allah? Now, often we think about salah as a means of worshipping Allah and so on and so forth. But it is really your moment to communicate with your Creator and ask Him of your needs, to worship Him as you have been ordered to do so, and to fulfill your obligations. But the question is, how do I improve in my salah? How do I make my salah better, get the most reward after the salah, and elevate my iman to the highest degree? Now, the first thing to do is a dua. The only way you're going to improve your act of worship is by the will of Allah, by the help of Allah. Hence why we say in every time we pray, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. To you, Allah, we worship alone, and you we seek help. And then we ask, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, guide us to the straight path. So we're literally asking, we're saying to Allah that you are the one we worship, and you alone we seek help in that worship. And we are asking Allah to guide us to the straight path, the path that leads us to paradise. So primarily, we need to understand and recognize how to worship Allah and elevate ourselves to that station that will facilitate us entering into paradise. Second opportunity we can use to improve our salah and our connection with Allah in Ramadan is to perform the Qiyam al-Layl, the night prayer. Now, last year, some of us were exposed, or I guess all of us really were exposed to the opportunity to pray at home. Now, not all of us took the opportunity to do so because we can have excuses that we would say might prevent us from praying to Allah. I don't know the whole Quran, I'm not half of the Quran, I can't lead the whole Salah in Ramadan. But this is from shaitan. This is from Ash-Shaytan. We should try our best to pray the Taraweeh, even if it's only repeating the same surahs we have. Now Islam is made easy, allowing us to do that which is best to get us closer to Allah. And if we don't have a masjid and imam to lead us in the salah, we can at least pray on our own in our homes. And in some cases, it's even better to do so. And that's one of the things that if you give it an attempt this Ramadan, you actually will see an improvement in your salah. Let me explain why. When you go to the masjid and you pray Taraweeh in the masjid, which is definitely great, there's no criticism or critique leveled towards it. Just to highlight the reality that when someone else is leading, someone else is reading, someone else is taking on the responsibility of the delivery of the salah, essentially all you have to do is just be there. Your mind could be somewhere else. You literally could just play with your fingernails. You don't have to necessarily be fully focused, and there isn't much to keep you fully focused in the salah if you don't know the Arabic language. And even though in the Arabic language, it is still very difficult to remain concentrated for extended periods of time if you are not used to doing so. However, when you yourself are in the salah yourself, reading the Quran, that gives you an added push and focus to pay attention to what's going on. So the question is, how would I do so? Now, it has been mentioned that it's permissible for, like when Aisha mentioned she used to read the Quran, or had read the Quran, was holding it. So there are narrations of the Salaf which allows it to be done, although disliked because you're being distracted by holding something. But there are ways in which you can make that easy for yourself. So for example, I'll give you some suggestions. You could have the Quran on a stand. Yeah, so you can put the Quran on something that you can read and see it without necessarily holding the Mus'haf in your hand. You could, for example, if you have, for example, a large laptop screen or a tablet or even a phone, you could literally read the Quran off the screen and just swipe when you need to change the pages. And you can even go to the next level of using your Apple Watch if you have an Apple Watch. And you literally can just scroll by using your finger. So you actually, whilst your right hand is on your left hand, you literally can glance down and read the Quran and then just scroll when necessary. So these are some of the ways which Allah has made it very easy for us in this day and age to read the Salah and read the Quran and to take part in the Taraweeh. So that's one way to help us improve our Salah. Also, the Rawatib, doing additional Salah, Sunnahs before the Salah, after Salah. So the Rawatib are the 2 before Fajr, the 2 after Dhuhr, the 2 before Dhuhr, 2 after Dhuhr, 2 before Maghrib, and 2 before, after Maghrib, and 2 after Isha. There is the 10 Rawatib. Now, I'm aware that there is in some narrations or some opinions that you could do the 12 Rawatib. I'm sticking to the 10 because I'm trying to make things easy for you. So you can do the 10 Sunan Rawatib, whereby Allah will build for you a house in paradise and have a tree planted for you in paradise for every time you complete those 10 sunnahs. Now they should be done in their time, at the right time. I don't necessarily hold the opinion that you can clump them together at the end of the day if you've missed them. They should be done in the right time, and take your time to make sure that you get them done on a regular basis, at least during Ramadan, so that hopefully after Ramadan you can continue. Also, building good habits. This is said every Ramadan, every single time. This is the time to really put away the bad habits and build up some good habits. Now, so unfortunately, some habits we would like not to have, but due to the nature of where we live, it's unavoidable, and that would be the sleep. Isha is late and Fajr is early. So generally speaking, many people choose to stay up because they don't want to miss or risk missing the suhoor. And by doing it for 30 days, that'll mess up your sleep pattern. But still, we should try our best to make sure we pray all our Salah on time and build up good habits. If you can, make sure you give sadaqah on a regular basis. Smile, be kind, be gentle to those around you, and keep that up for a whole month, so that hopefully after that, we can keep it going. And final advice I would say to help improve your Salah is to be deliberate and slow when offering your Salah. If it takes you normally 5 minutes to pray, try and make it 7. Now, I don't mean to mean just for the sake of making my eye happy. No, if you try and make it a bit longer, that means you're being more deliberate and paying attention to what you're doing. You're reciting slower. So therefore, you're trying to push away the nafs that tries to rush you through the Salah, and you're trying to make sure you're being more deliberate and purposeful when you worship Allah. These are, I'll say, the 6 things you can try and use or do to improve your connection with Allah during Ramadan. And we hope Allah blesses you during this blessed month of 2021. And we ask Allah to remove this bala, this disease of COVID from us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.